Blitz Bootcamp, day number 2, Angling for Defense. This is Grasshopper, committed to improving gameplay, one tanker at a time. One of the critical elements of survival in World of Tanks Blitz is learning to use angles as a defensive strategy to retain your hit points. Understanding the fundamentals and using them every game will increase your survival rate and your win rate. And while Blitz Bootcamp focuses on lower tier play for new players, these tactics will serve you all the way to tier 10. Let's roll out. So what is angling? Angling is rotating your tank to increase the effective thickness of your armor. By rotating your hull or turret relative to an oncoming shell, you decrease the shell's ability to penetrate your tank. The Armor Inspector model shown here demonstrates this concept. The area in green shows a nominal armor thickness of 35 millimeters, which will be penetrated by the 46 millimeter shell being fired in this example. By angling the tank, we will increase the effective armor to 50 millimeters in this area and reduce the likelihood of penetration or damage. In essence, the shell has to travel further through the armor when the armor is angled. In the following graphic, a shell coming from a 0-degree angle has to penetrate 100 millimeters of armor, while a shot coming from 60 degrees has to penetrate 200 millimeters of effective armor. This is the key to angling. Angling can be used if you're caught in the open or while using cover and concealment. In this model, take a look at the track area in green. The nominal armor is 20 millimeters and can easily be penetrated by the 46 millimeter shell. If you can get the front of your tank behind a building, rock, or other obstacle, you can effectively eliminate the enemy's ability to penetrate your tank. This is how expert players use angling with side scraping to their advantage. They hide their front behind cover, back out at a perfect angle, and bounce incoming rounds with consistency. In this gameplay example, I wanted to focus on angling my tank during every enemy engagement. I will also move into areas of cover and concealment before engaging. My goal was to make it through the game without sustaining any damage using various angling techniques. The minimap shows spotted enemy tanks in front of me and to the right, so I want to get my tank right up against the building and evaluate my situation. Another enemy tank pops to the left, but I am covered by the mound and have not exposed any weak spots. I continue to angle my tank and move to another firing position while keeping my frontal plate angled to the building and offering only my tracks should the enemy tank attack. My right side is also protected at all times, so I'm pretty secure to hold this location until the red tanks decide to relocate. Note we are approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game, and I am full health. Moving to the next firing position as a result of the enemy retreat, I immediately look for the optimal angle of attack. In this situation, I have pipes to cover my front and my left side. I have concealment from the bushes and additional cover from the building below. A strong position given the enemy locations. As the enemy continues to move, I relocate to another secure position while trying to gain a focused firing advantage with my teammate to the right. I am continuously moving to keep my front plate behind cover, angling my hull and tracks to avoid any penetration, and now we are 3.5 minutes into the battle and I remain at full health. Please note the very poor angling of the enemy tanks and the absence of cover. Do not find yourself in this position for very long. Do everything you can to find cover and concealment from which to fire. Your win rate will thank you. My tracks get hit as I waited too long to move up into my cover position and did not maintain the proper angle relative to the shooter. I press the advantage and the enemy tank tries to circle me. My defensive maneuver to keep the angle of attack secure allows me to maintain a strong position. The enemy tank does not angle and offers me a 0-degree straight-on shot, which cannot be defended. As a result of proper angling, I was able to bounce 24 shots of the 27 that were directed my way. That's an 89% bounce rate. In this match, I started to respond to multiple red tanks on the minimap and got caught in the open while relocating. I used my angling, but should have rotated to the left instead of to the right. The truck would have provided cover to my frontal plate, a tactical error on my part. I quickly move toward a location with cover and am aware that the enemy tank is backing up instead of angling. I know this will give me a 0-degree straight-on shot, so I move into firing position, properly angled. As a matter of practice, when fighting against two enemy tanks, try to keep your heaviest armor toward your most dangerous opponent. This angling technique can give you a chance when facing superior numbers. In this case, there are a Tier 3 and a Tier 2 remaining, and although the game is well in hand, I wanted to demonstrate this technique. You'll note my frontal armor is toward the Tier 3 to start, while I rotate my turret and fire at the Tier 2. Only when I know this group has been eliminated should I move out of my position, which is providing great cover and is keeping the Tier 3 focused on me while my team cleans them up. This game again demonstrates the value of angling. I was able to bounce 8 shots of the 15, which hit my tank for a bounce rate of 53%. If the other 7 had penetrated, my game would have been over. The art and science of angling can have a dramatic impact on your results, which will have a significant impact on your enjoyment of the game. Use this technique to take advantage of cover and concealment and begin to develop your expertise in defensive tactics. These methods, when combined, can make you a formidable opponent and a valued teammate. And remember that tip about your gun position to check your angle. Place your barrel over the front of your track as a rule of thumb. Proper angling can be the difference between a win and a loss, and bouncing that last shot, giving you one more opportunity to destroy the opponent, can be very gratifying for you and very frustrating to the enemy. Thank you for joining me for Blitz Bootcamp Day Number 2, Angling for Defense. I hope you learned a little about the game mechanics and hope you use them to your advantage. Special thanks to Armor Inspector, available in the App Store, John D.D. Winner for his angling expertise, and Tank Boom, a World of Tanks Blitz podcast. This is Grasshopper signing off, committed to improving gameplay, one tanker at a time.